Giana Han, Baltimore Banner Ravens reporter, reporting live from AT&T Stadium, where, as John Harbaugh pointed out, I was one of two reporters to make the trip along with the Suns' Brian Wacker. We just finished up our second preseason game. To give a quick recap, the Ravens defense was really the star of the game. They came away with 2 takeaways, which has been a huge emphasis for the defense this offseason. One was Ruben Lowry, who had an interception in the end zone, got a huge shout out from John Harbaugh for that. And then actually Baltimore native Malik Ham had a strip sack, and they celebrated that at the end of the game. So they had 2 takeaways, which is a big thing for this defense. On offense, Cooper Rush had a much better game than he did last game against the Colts, where he had combined 5 passes with Devin Leary. This time he surpassed that within the first quarter. However, he did still struggle to take care of the ball with 2 interceptions, but John Harbaugh still walked away pleased with his performance. We also saw Rasheen Ali, who might have been a roster bubble guy, really look good today. He was consistent. He said he was focused on being patient, and he was very proud of his performance. And after the game, John Harbaugh said that they are considering and planning on having 4 running backs, which usually they only carry 3, so that's a good sign for Rasheen Ali. The other biggest news is that he said that Tyler Loop is going to be the kicker. Tyler Loop had not been told that, and when one of the reporters in the scrum told him that, he said, "That's fun." So a subdued response. I'm sure that he will be celebrating later that roster security. And then unfortunate news, outside linebacker Adisa Isaac, who's had a strong camp, left the game after a special teams play with a dislocated elbow. That means that David Ojabo, who was kind of on that roster bubble as well, competing with Adisa Isaac, will have a better chance of making this team. Check out the Baltimore Banner for my in-depth coverage of the 5 guys that I consider the most intriguing bubble spots, as well as Jonas's coverage of who he considered stock up, stock down. And we will be back with more updates from practice when we return to Baltimore.